Hello, friends. Welcome to Uncommon Reader. I'm Daniela, and what day is it today? It's Tuesday, and guess what? I'm doing a tag on this video. So proud of myself for doing a Tag Tuesday video. I'm responding to Stuart Griffin's tag. He tagged me on the train tag, which is part of the March on the Rails Readathon. So this is what the tag is about. It's about trains. It's created by Alan's Reads, and each of the 8 prompts is the title of a book, play, or short story featuring trains. Please match another book to the prompt, and it doesn't have to be train related, but bonus points if you can manage that as well. What do you mean by bonus points? March on the Rails is a reading event running through the month of March. It's almost over though, where we are reading books related to trains of any genre, fiction, non-fiction, play, or short story. Anything goes. The co-hosts of March on the Rails are Greg at Ghost Readers in the Sky, Andreea of Infinite Text, Debs at Rainer's Read Stuff, and Cliff of Cliff's Dark Jams. All right, let's get going. Prompt number 1, The Great Railway Bazaar, a book featuring an epic journey. So there were many, there was one that I wanted to share with you, but it's not translated in English. It's actually the story of Magellano, how we call it in Italian. And it was a really adventurous book. I loved it. It's the real story, what happened to Magellano discovering the Philippines. So very, very intriguing. But unfortunately, this book is not translated yet. So I decided to go for The Hobbit. And this is a book that I read, I believe it was last year, with Philip at Philip Hall. And it was a very interesting challenge because he was reading a sci-fi and I was reading a fantasy book, which is not my type of genre that I'm usually comfortable with. And I did enjoy the ride with The Hobbit. So why not? It was quite the epic adventure. Prompt number 2, Brief Encounter, Still Life. A brief or short book you could read while waiting for a train. Okay, this is a brief book, but it's really, really intense. It's called Address Unknown by Catherine Cressman Taylor. And this is the story of a friendship gone bad during the Second World War between a German, actually 2 Germans, but one was Jewish and one was supporting the Nazis party. So I won't tell you more because, I mean, it's such a short book. I think it's the shortest book I've ever read, maybe 60 pages or so, or maybe even less, but so intense. And it's a letter exchange. I mean, I did talk about it in a wrap-up video, so I'm gonna link that and you will find it down below. Prompt number 3, Bradshaw's Guide, a guidebook to a favorite place or thing. Wait a second, I think I need to grab that book. So I bought this book maybe 2 or 3 years ago. It's Orhan Pamuk, Istanbul. And this book came highly recommended by my sister-in-law. And I actually just finished reading The Bastard of Istanbul by Elif Shafak. And now I feel I want to approach this book because Shafak's book was really outstanding. I really enjoyed the atmosphere and how she described the city. And this is Pamuk's homage to his city. And I know this is not a novel, but I think after reading Shafak's book, I'm ready to approach this sort of memoir book by this author. So this is my pick. Prompt number 4, Breakheart Pass, a romance novel or Western, bonus points for a romantic Western. So I'm not going to get many points because unfortunately, romance and Western are not genres that I visit often. But I do want to mention this book that I know Sue Jackson loved, and I keep telling her I need to read this book before the end of the year. And this book is Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. Maybe I'll get it in English since I'm going to be staying in California, leaving on April 22nd, and I'll be there for over a month, so maybe I'll grab a copy of Lonesome Dove in original rather than reading it in Italian. But I can actually mention a couple of what they're calling Northern Westerns, where I think we can classify Jack London's books like The Call of the Wild or White Fang, which are incredible adventures as well. I don't think trains are related into these books. Sorry, that was like way too much to figure out a Western with a train in it. So probably horses and lots of dogs. That's Western and wild for me. Prompt number 5. Thomas the Tank Engine, a beloved children's book. Okay, so when I think about beloved children's book, I actually feel like I have more memories about my teenagers years. So I always think of Little Women, you know. But I always, if I think about myself as a child, I have cherished this copy of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And that book is cherished for me because it belonged to my mother. It was a 1935 copy from that age when she was little. And I really cherish the book, and I am so upset, distraught, the fact that I seem to have lost that copy in between moving around. When I lived in California, I moved so many times, and so I don't remember where the book is. And I am so saddened because I had all these boxes that I also left at my boyfriend's house, and I keep looking in all the boxes and I can't find where I stored that book. And for me, that was a symbol of my childhood because it belonged to my mother, who I lost very young. So unfortunately, I can't show you that copy. It was so special, so magic. Let's move on. Prompt number 6, Signal Man, a ghost story or horror novel. So I think I'm gonna give you 2 titles. One is my favorite ghost novel, which I mentioned many times here on the channel, Her Fearful Symmetry by Audrey Niffenegger. I want more books from Audrey Niffenegger. I really loved her Time Traveler's Wife, and this book was even better in terms of engaging. This is the story of 2 twins who inherit a flat in London. They live in USA from their mother's twin. So it's quite complicated, but before they can sell the apartment, they need to live there for a year, a whole year. So they move to London, and in this apartment, crazy things happen. So, you know, it's a ghost story, but I won't say more. It's a very entertaining book. If you want horror, I kind of enjoyed, but not as much. Once it started to become more horror, I wasn't expecting that twist. I kind of got lost, and I'm talking about Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. It was quite interesting, the story, before reaching that horror point. I don't remember the plot that well, as it's been quite a few years since I read it, but it was this girl who, I think she married someone that lived in this very Gothic castle in Mexico, and weird things started to happen there. But I know this book was quite successful by the time it came out. Prompt number 7, Strangers on a Train, a new book that you hope to read this year. It doesn't have to be published this year. So I decided that it's time to read this book from one of my favorite authors, Zarnafizi, that I bought maybe a couple of years ago, maybe less, I'm not sure. The Republic of Imagination. I have my Italian copy here. So I've been talking about Zarnafizi often here on the channel. She's the author of Reading Lolita in Tehran and Read Dangerously. I've dedicated to Read Dangerously a whole video because that book was magic, talking about authors that are often banned. And that's when I discovered James Baldwin, when she talked about him and his story. And so she is such an educator for me. And I just love this title, The Republic of Imagination. And we can all be part of that. Isn't that magic? The power of book, guys. Amazing. Well, we have one more question. Prompt number 8, The Mystery of the Blue Train, a book with a color in the title or on the cover. Okay, I mean, I'm not sure understanding this question. You want the color blue or any type of color? I need to find it. So give me a second, guys, and let's see. So I really couldn't find a book with a blue title, but I don't think that was what the question was asking. But hey, I give you a little blue and orange in Natasha Solomon's newest book, I Am Cleopatra. This is my Italian copy. This was really fun to read. It's a retelling, and we are discovering a part of Cleopatra that's a bit more human, more vulnerable, but at the same time strong, it's a coming of age sort of story, and her relationship with Caesar. And I hope this will be following as well her life after the death of Julius Caesar. I want to know more about her entanglement with Mark Antony now. So hopefully Natasha Solomons is already working on a part 2. Hopefully. We'll see. I really don't know. I should do some research about it. And this was the last question. The 9th is tag people, so I will ponder and tag some booktuber friends. And as for you, if you want to answer any of these questions, please do in the comments. I look forward to connecting with you. Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I'll see you soon here on Uncommon Reader. In the meantime, happy reading. Ciao.